Okay, I'm up early this morning and I decided to share some things with you guys. And the thing that I decided to share is what I'm going to term the poor man or woman's or star or traveler's guide. And it's more so of a poor man's journal, a poor woman's journal, a poor woman's grimoire, or book of shadows. That's what it is. And it's not fancy, but it works. That's the thing. And this is one of the most important grimoires to me ever. And it's just simply made the simplest thing that I could use, which is a notebook, and write, like I said, or like I'm going to say, a statement that really exudes what I want to achieve. Okay. One of the goals, far as the thing that I want to happen, is for the problems to be solved. Don't we all? I want my problems to be solved. And most of the time, I see that it's not a deity that's helping me. It's not a God that's helping me. I am those things. And most of the time, I see that I put my hands in a lot of everyday stuff. We go through everyday things that we need tactical for. And I had been observing myself and observing the things that I go through throughout the year. And then year after year after year passes, and I see these same old cycles, these same old things that seem to occur in my life. And some of those cycles I actually listed here in my book, in my notebook. Some of those is, the filing of taxes, and some things I don't like far as the insects, and some kind of crazy thing happens with my air conditioner. And I have a couple of other things I'm going to share too. And what I noticed is when I don't know something, that's when my anxiety rises. That's when I begin to panic. But as soon as I research and learn about that thing, it seems like whatever was trying to attack me mentally is no longer actually able to attack me. And I would say the same thing that would attack a everyday type of situation, not everyday type of situation, a really like spiritual type. Some people can be up under spiritual attack. Well, those spiritual attacks can come in the form of your everyday life. The everyday things that you deal with, those are the attacks. That's how you're getting attacked. And most of them you figure out. Most of them throughout your whole life you have been fighting, and you didn't have to use a spell, but you solved them. And you would deem those things too small to write in your grimoire, too small to write in your book of shadows. You think that you need a potion or a spell or this or that. And some things you do. Some things you need more arsenal with. But those everyday things that involve you being attacked emotionally, and that's the big kahuna. That is the big stuff that happens all the time. That emotional body, that body that is filled with fear, that body that is filled with pain, that body that is filled with all those mental circles that seem to loop in your mind, those things that can't seem to catch a break. Those are the things. And I found that there is no grimoire or book of shadows that I can make and put some herbs in and go research online better than the things that I have figured out in life, the simple everyday things. Far as like I just said, taxes feel me, or can feel someone with so much fear, and yet they don't believe that they need to put their tactical in their book of shadows or their grimoire for what they do to attack those things. Now, being sick, yeah, they might put certain things in there, but they don't get real simplified when they put their sick kind of things. Or what kind of things do? They might think it's too simple. Oh, I usually just eat soup, or I'll go get some juice, or I'll take some Advil. Well, write that stuff down. Because when you're in it, you might forget. You might forget all the potion, all the emotional things that you have attached to that actual medicine that you could just go buy at the store. You're the magical item. I'm the magical item. And I have endowed that everyday store thing with my magic. So therefore it belongs in something sacred to me. Something sacred just as simple as this notebook. That's just as sacred. It's just as simple. And so, like I said, I just decided to just share it with somebody. It was on my mind, and I'm like, I got all these different type of tools and things like that. Why not use them? So some of my everyday magical things involves, like I said, sick kid, sick child, my sickness, money issues, household repairs. I wrote down all that stuff, smells and sounds. It's certain type of things that you can be attacked on. When it comes to like things that jeopardize your well-being. Like if you're in your house and you might smell gas or something, guess what? You might not think to go, hey, if I figured out what to do with that and figured out how to calm my body and to keep me like balanced, hey, guess what? That's magic. That's your magic. That's what you decided to do. That's the thing that you found that works for you. That belongs in your book of shadows. That belongs in your grimoire, something sacred. And those are the recurring things. You need to write down the recurring things and the things that you use to battle those things. That is the thing. And that is the poor man's grimoire, the poor woman's grimoire. That is what it is. It can be as simple as a notebook. That notebook can get you through life. It doesn't have to be fancy. It's just what works for you every day. What is some of those things that keep on attacking you every year? At least once a year. And how do you fight those things? Write that in your notebook that has now turned into your book of shadows or your grimoire. That's something sacred to you. And those are things that you know work. You know that works for you. And the reason you write it down, one of the main reasons you write that stuff down is because when you're under attack and those things, that everyday, yearly things that you can go through, those are the things that is used to attack you. Those are the hidden things that's, let's say it's written in there as, oh, this is everyday life. You're supposed to go through that. Well, guess what, traveler? You're not. Your life was meant to be easy, and there is no get around. So when you figure out ways to make it easier, you need to remember, because one of the main things that's happening here in the actual space that you have come to is that they take your memory. They take it. And evidence of them taking your memory is the fact that you don't remember your life before this, and you have to go search in something that they call astral plane, when in fact it's not an astral plane. That is your life. So there goes that lie. It's not dreams that you're finding your information in. It's your life, the life that you have lived for however old you are. It doesn't matter. You have lived that life. And those are things that's in there. Things that is hard for you to decipher. It shouldn't be hard for you to decipher. If you had your memory, you would be able to decipher some of that stuff. But yet you're not. So that's what they have taken from you. So some of those things, some of those tools and those tricks that you use, and they don't have to be tricks because, hey, They're foolproof. They're proven by you to work. Everyday thing. I don't care if it's something that you bought from the store that eases your pain. It doesn't matter what brand that is. Or if other people use it, you know it worked for you, so you write it down. Because when you do need that thing, what they're going to do is jumble up your mind to make you not remember that you usually do that. You can believe me on that. That is one of their attacks. So write it down. Write down what you do to protect yourself. Write down what you do to keep your body calm, keep your mind at ease, and keep you from going insane. It doesn't have to be fancy. Like I said, it can be as simple as a notebook. That's all. And even if you didn't have, for some reason, cannot have access or do not have access to a notebook, get a piece of paper. I don't care what it is, and write it. Write down the things that you do. That is your arsenal. That is guaranteed for you to need that throughout this life. Things have been coming against you, attacking you on the low. And now it's time for you to expose it. And not just expose it, show your power and your strength, your savviness of what you do with that everyday life thing. Or every so often, and it keep on coming around during the year. What you do. Show what you do in your writing. So that's how I will conclude this. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be fancy. Your book of shadows is about you. It's supposed to assist you every day of your life with every situation. And now you know that, hey, I have been doing what they call magic, but it's not magic. It's just you. You are the magic. You are the ingredient. I am the magic. I am the ingredient.